visually, we may be different, but we're humans inside, and we have feelings, and we have thoughts, and we want to do good, and we have hope, and I would like people to recognize that we are just like them, and to treat us like them. We don't want to be treated differently.
The LIBRE profile is really a self-assessment tool. It really asks questions in a lot of different areas of our life that when we go back into our community we may have challenges with.
And there's a transition to a new identity, a new sense of self, and often the way people will react to you as a burn survivor feels alien because it reflects a self that is different from a self-concept you've developed.
Because I was a burn survivor many years ago, as I answered the questions, I thought, wow, this would have been an amazing questionnaire had I been able to do it closer to my injury. What's nice about the questionnaire is if I were closer to my injury and then I looked at it maybe a year later, 2 years later, even 3 years later, I would be able to see the shift. I would hope there would be a shift between where I was and where I currently am. And that would mean that it would give me more hope.
Because I didn't know that there was a life after the burn, because I didn't see people who had been burn injured and gotten on with their life. It's difficult to aspire to something that you're not sure is even possible. And that was very, very challenging. It is. And when I was introduced to the burn community, it changed the entire trajectory of my life. It really did, because I had found family.
The LIBRE profile will really enable us to quantify some of the aspects of the injury that are hard to put tangibles on, and help us to inform the process of working with clinicians and working with medical doctors and having an opportunity for researchers to get the direct feedback from burn survivors that's really necessary in order to have a really authentic collaboration that enables burn survivors' input to be put into the research process early on and throughout every stage of research around burns.
They really listened to the voices of survivors instead of trying to fit our experiences into a predetermined set of categories. They tried to derive the categories from our experiences. I think recovery is a lot more like a game of chutes and ladders. You know, people talk about the stages of grief, where you move from denial to anger, to bargaining, to despair, to acceptance. Sometimes people think that, you know, that's an escalator or an elevator that just takes us up, up, up and beyond. But no, in recovery, we slip back. It's important to chart that course, that it's not a smooth recovery to a happily ever state, that there are times when even the people we most admire fall through a chute, or they do feel bad, and they do pick themselves off, they do dust themselves up, and they do start climbing those ladders again.